Major drama in downtown Manhattan for day 3 of former President Trump's civil fraud trial, where his former accountant continues to testify about valuations of some of Trump's most prime real estate properties. Things got heated when the judge snapped at Trump's lawyers for wasting his time, saying, quote, "This is ridiculous," apparently slamming his fist on the bench. Never know if that's actually an exaggeration. We're going to ask someone who's in court. But outside the courtroom, Trump resumed his attacks on the judge just one day after he ordered him not to make any public comments about his staff.
He called me a fraud, and he values Mar-a-Lago at $18 million. $18 million. And you can't do that. It's worth probably 50 to 100 times more than that. And our corrupt attorney general, she's totally corrupt. She just wanted the publicity to run for governor, and then she failed running for governor.
Trump left the courthouse after the lunch break. New York Attorney General Letitia James also blasted the former president, calling his appearance at the trial a political stunt.
I will not be bullied. And so Mr. Trump is no longer here. The Donald Trump show is over. This was nothing more than a political stunt.
Joining us now is Frank Runyeon. He's the New York's reporter for courts for Law 360. He was in court today. Frank, good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Dad.
All right, so I always find sometimes when these descriptions are made in the media that they tend to exaggerate, right? Like it could be the judge just went sort of like this. And, oh, my goodness, he slammed it. Did he slam it?
It's all about context. You're sitting there and we're listening to accounting.
Right.
Spreadsheets.
Right.
Okay, this is what we're dealing with. And so, yes, there's an element of that. But in this case, it is absolutely 100% true. And if there was any doubt about it, the judge himself made clear that the media could then report that he was, and I quote, pounding the bench.
Oh,
so,
he said that?
He said that.
Okay. All right. I missed that part. How frustrated is he? I mean, he's primarily angry at Trump's lawyers, right?
I think frustrated is the right word. I don't think we're at anger yet. There's room to grow in that department. But yeah, I mean, he wants to move the trial along like any judge that's facing 3 months of testimony on accounting and financial documents, and I think that was obvious today.
Why are there still 3 months left when the judge has pretty much ruled what seems like on the most important issues? This is basically about damages, like how much and what he'll lose, et cetera? Well,
that's obviously one of the big questions. The Attorney General has said that they want to claw back $250 million. I think we might see that number be bigger in the Attorney General's eyes before the testimony is over.
You think the Attorney General's going to actually ask for more than $250?
I think their expert might testify to more. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on that account. So, yes, that's one of the major issues, but there are these underlying causes of action of illegality that rely on criminal conduct that's alleged here. We're talking about false business records, false financial statements, insurance fraud again. So we need to get into that. We need to look at intent and materiality, and you really got to dive into those issues to figure out what the truth of the matter is. But yes, the judge is the one who will decide.
Frank Runyeon, good to see you. Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.